Back down here on my clearing project this morning. Brought the fuel trailer. Everything needs to be fueled and greased first thing this morning, so I'm going to use the 220, finish taking some trees down that path, get that opened up, go down there with the 350, and once it gets into those bigger trees and start ripping all that out. So 220 needs to be filled up, so let's go ahead and fill it up with fuel, and I'll go ahead and grease everything while I'm right here with the trailer. So back to clearing here. I don't know how much rain they got down here. Of course, this tree won't come out of the ground, but everything else has been plucking right out. So some moisture in the ground has definitely helped on getting some of these trees out of the ground where they're not putting up such a fight. Because the other day, that tree right there, the 350 couldn't even pluck it out of the ground. Still taking everything and just laying it into a row behind me. And once I get down here to my next opening, where I've got more room to work, I'll swap out for the 350. Hello, Ruth. And bring it down here and start breaking all this stuff up. And we just kind of ran through a row of like little small pine trees. And that machine's just so big it's easier to take the stuff down with this, because it just breaks everything up into little pieces and it's hard to pick up. Definitely would not have done that the other day. That would not have happened. Amazing what a little bit of moisture in the ground will do. coupler here. It happens every now and then. Oh, dandy, so you just kind of got to drive over it and pull it out like so. So made it all the way down to my next opening area down there where I'll do my next burn pile. I'm gonna go ahead and fuel up the 350 now and grab all this brush, take it over here to this burn pile. Everything that I have right here is probably just gonna come here. That way I can burn. I got plenty of nice dry piles right there, and everything else I'll take it to that other pile or make a new pile farther down the path. So let's get this going and move some brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this brush, take it over here to the burn pile, start getting it piled up. It's dried out a little bit, but it'll dry out more sitting in the sun. That way, when it does rain, I got a nice dry pile of brush over here that I can get the fire started with. And I look, and the wind should be blowing towards that direction Friday. If it does rain, it'd be nice to come down here and set this on fire. There's nothing much around here but a subdivision back here behind me, so that's the only way I don't need the wind to blow. Anything else is fine and dandy, so it's looking like the wind's gonna blow that direction. I want to get all this piled up so I can set that on fire and let it burn. This stuff's pretty green, so probably gonna smoke a bit, but if it's blowing that way, it really won't matter too much. Get a grapple full of this thing, you get a grapple full. Eventually bringing the off-road truck down here, but I don't know if I'm going to do another project before that or not, so that's why I haven't brought it down here yet or not. Once I get a little bit farther down, it's going to make sense to actually haul the brush. It's too far to push it and it's too far to carry it. 12 grapple pulls. I'll get all that put into the pile and then make my way down there to start doing some more clearing and opening up that next area where I'm going to do my next burn pile. Give this stuff some time to dry out so that it'll burn a little bit better. So that stuff's kind of laying out in the open for a little bit. I don't think it's going to bother me too much. I can go and either dig a little pond here, or I've got another pond project I need to fix a dam that's leaking on. Piling all this up, and then we'll go down there and do some more clearing. Let's open up the area right here for the new burn pile. So I'm going to stack it in here, and then it's going to be a big pile. Once it kind of burns down, I'll just run around the edge and take down the trees that die from the heat and burn them. It's kind of right now there's not really enough space to burn, and if I do clear the area bigger, if the wind blows, it'll still cremate the trees beside it. So it's honestly best just to take whichever ones die down at the end when I'm done, because once you burn some of them there at the end, it kind of blocks the heat from going in there anymore. taking these trees down and get a big burn pile pushed up here. We're gonna grab all that and start stacking it back there, and making more room for all this brush I'm about to clear behind. Okay, let's stack up all the brush I just cleared. I need to break some of these tops up just a little bit. And put it all into the burn pile. Thing about this is there's enough kind of bigger brush like these trees and stuff. When it's all that little small stuff, it just packs together so tight that it doesn't burn that great. You can kind of crisscross a bunch of these bigger logs in there and then pile brush on it. It just seems like it really helps when it's time to burn.
Alright, finished getting these last few branches up, and it's lunch. pretty good progress. You can see the 350 way over there in that opening. I've made it all the way down the road, around the curve here, taking all this stuff and just putting it in piles. Right here it's not so bad. It's just a few trees right here along the edge of the ditch. Not 30 foot of trees out from the ditch, so going a little bit quicker through here. See, all this is to just kind of clean up this ditch, because it backs up pretty bad when it rains because there's so much tree debris in it. So by cleaning all this out, should kind of help this property drain a little better. And also it's opening this road up to allow more of an access through here. Probably bring the cleanup bucket for this excavator, that way I can run down this ditch at the end and just slick it up for what it's worth, just to clean everything up a little bit better. Have the dozer down here, I can run through here and clean this up, scrape the road off. Grapevines galore. Main thing is to get down as much as I can, that way this stuff can just start drying out so that it burns better. But all of this is pretty much an old abandoned subdivision. They cut the roads in, and then if you've been watching long enough, you know that this got very wet and swampy back there after somebody did some horrible grade work. They dammed everything up so it flooded, and it just made a mess of the land, and I've gone in here over the last few years and dug it out and cleaned everything out, got it draining, and it's actually got a really nice piece of property down here now. It's just taken a couple hundred hours of excavator time to get it where it needs to be. On the 350 now. I'm going to go ahead and clean up everything that I've taken down with the 220. Just kind of rake through this and get it all stacked into the burn pile. Cleaning up these trees here. Push it into a pile. Sometimes it's best to bring the pile to you. Grab it. Got most of it. The burn pile is getting pretty big. It's going to be very big by the time I'm done with it. So on small trees, the 220 with the bucket and thumb works better for grabbing it. It's faster, more finesseful to grab it, pinch it, break it up. This definitely works better on bigger trees for being able to push them over, and it works really good for grabbing all this loose brush. I can grab probably about twice as much as I can. Maybe not twice as much that the 220 will grab, but if it fits in there, the machine's got no problem picking it up and bringing it over here to the burn pile. tree over right there. Didn't really have room to drop it, pile it up with the 220, so wait till I get all this stuff cleaned up. It'll give me room to push it down and drag the whole tree over there to the burn pile. Quite ready to come down. I'm gonna push it. No, I don't need to push it back that way. It's gonna be hard to. Well, yeah, let me push it back where I came from. That way, I can just grab the whole thing. Breaking all the branches out that other pine tree. Still not going exactly where I want it to. Do the old swing and boom down and track and all that jazz like that. I'm just going to grab the whole tree and walk it over there and break it up. Way I'm not mixing more pine branches into the ground. All right, I'm gonna go grab the rest of that brush and bring it down here, and that's gonna be a wrap for today. Well, another good day today. Got a lot of that brush moved over here to this pile and got a lot of clearing done, stacked up there to another pile. Looks like we've got a storm coming in. I'm gonna call it a day. Just greased everything. And if it doesn't rain too much, come back tomorrow, finish grabbing all that brush right there, bringing it down here to this burn pile and work on clearing some more.